I think as parents, we are so rule minded, we're
Mhm.
so environment minded that when children do something that break those rules or disrupts that environment, it just throws us. We're just three sheets to the wind. We don't know what to do with it. We're like, wait, I told you to pick up your socks,
Mhm.
15,000 times in the last 10 years. And what do I see when I'm walking through the house? I see your socks all over the house,
Yeah.
right? And so I have failed as a parent because I'm trying to get you to pick up your freaking socks, and that's a ridiculous
No, but I
analogy,
understand. Yeah.
but teenagers are going to be teenagers. Children are going to be children, right? Adult children are going to be adult children, and despite all of our many rules, and despite the environment that we've got concocted in our brain, that's our perception. It's not necessarily their perception, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
so I think that's where we get in trouble.
Yeah, and I agree that it's really hard to be in situations where other people are looking at you as though you're not a good parent. Other people look at you as though what's wrong with you that your child is having this behavior. And again, we're back into life alienating jackal thinking, and people are jackaling people all the time. We do it. It's part of the human condition. It's why it's so important to understand that there's ways to move into a Gandhian approach to conflict resolution, which is that ability to be present to the thing that I didn't like that I saw, to be able to talk about it in ways that are potentially guaranteed to keep the other person engaged in the conversation because of the way I address it, which I think is like for us a victory lap. If I can keep that person engaged in a conversation about the behavior that I would like to see them modify. So conflict resolution often is about, I want to get you engaged in a conversation because I want to get you to see that this behavior that I see as a problem, I want you to see it as a problem too. And then I want
Right.
you to have self-started behavioral change, which is like the cornerstone of the guidance approach to parenting, which is what I train people in. The guidance approach to parenting, the cornerstone is to continually provide an atmosphere, the modeling of the skills, the use of the skills to be able to create the space for self-started behavioral change, where that
Right.
just goes and changes their behavior because they're not in a reaction. We didn't trigger retaliation, rebellion, or resistance. They're not trying to prove that you can't make them do anything because they're highly autonomous and you're using power and control. And now they have to prove to you that you don't have power and control. So even though they're
Right.
about to do the thing you wanted them to do, now I can't, because then you'll think you made me do it. And I could never let you think that you have power and control over me. So I can't do it now.
Wow.
Right? Oh my gosh. Autonomous kids, they're beautiful, but they're self determined. And when we use
Yes.
language that makes it seem as though they're not choosing it and not using their agency, then they just won't do it.
Right. All right. Here's a last question. How can mothers let go of perfection as their children transition to adulthood?
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
tough one.
perfection is the poison pedagogy. Of course, perfection is the cornerstone of low self esteem. Perfection is the barrier to creativity and risk taking. So, when you begin to recontextualize perfection and recognize it as what it is, it's the number one factor that gets in the way of exploration, taking chances, real growth.